things always mess me up. Okay. All right, first of all, thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to address you today. I was looking at your motto, recruit, train, and elect the next generation of conservative leaders. And I just want to point out, I brought my son with me today, who has been a big part of my campaign. When I was first, he's awesome, going into high school, he's going to be a freshman this year. But when I was first elected, I started out in the city of Fellsmere. I was a council member there. I was mayor there for 7 of the 8 years, and my son was born during that time, and he would come to a week after he was born, he was coming to city council meetings with me, and so he's been through all this, so we'll see what his future holds, but it's great to be able to expose him to this kind of thing. As far as who I am and why I'm running and what my background is, like I said, I was with the city of Fellsmere for 8 years, 7 of those as mayor. I have my family owns and operates Marsh Landing, a business out in Fellsmere. And I initially ran for county commission because I wanted to make sure that North County had a voice, and a voice that was committed to North County and that understood the growth issues that the county was going to be facing in the future, because at the time the city of Fellsmere had gone through an enormous amount of growth. We had to plan that growth. We had to figure out what our vision was going to be. We had to figure out how we were going to integrate that into a small town that we wanted to keep the character of, but also be able to provide opportunities for our children to have good paying jobs, to expand our infrastructure, to make sure we were mitigating that type of thing. And that is the same thing that's been going on in the county. We're going through a large planning process right now. We have, if you can do a plan or a study on it, we are doing a plan or a study on it. All the way from economic development to utilities expansion to a manatee protection program, all those things that we're studying, and I want to be part of that implementation process. The next step is taking those studies and making sure we are implementing what comes out of those. And I want to say those studies have been done with a large amount of community input. This is not just commissioners talking about what they want. This is really us going out and finding out what you guys want to see in your community, and then putting strategies in place to make sure that we get there. But it takes time, and it takes commitment, and it takes that forward thinking to make sure we're going to accomplish those goals. I want to create a community where my son has opportunities here. If we continue to not create jobs, if we continue to face the affordable housing issues that we're facing and not work as a community to find solutions, we are always going to be sending our roots, sending our next generations out into other communities. So we are not creating that depth and protecting that history and protecting our character the way that we need to. I'm committed to doing that. We have a lot of things going on the west side of I-95. Everything on the west side of I-95 is an opportunity zone. And by that, it allows investors to take advantage of certain different tax credits on a federal level, but that's drawing investments into our community. And right now, that's drawing investments into the ag community. And I'm not talking about your low-level ag jobs. I'm talking about research-based, the next line of what agriculture and food production in this community is going to be. We have a huge algal farm going on out there that's involved in a lot of research. There is a giant, chickens. I love chickens. I know everybody probably knows that. I talk about them too much. But there's a large egg producing farm going out there. But the technology that they're using to bring that stuff to the table is the kind of hub that we can build on when we start talking about agri-research and we start talking about providing high-paying jobs and moving away from a service economy. I look at the struggles that my employees have, my servers, my cooks, my dishwashers, and what it takes to be successful in Indian River County and what that means from a wage perspective. And it's incumbent upon us as leaders to provide a path forward and to provide an opportunity for them to be successful like we have been. One of the other things that we have to protect in Indian River County is our quality of life, and that is very tied to our environmental resources. That is one thing that sets us apart from other areas. To that end, 20% of our sales tax goes into the lagoon projects. We've been very successful in stormwater projects and working with our other governments like our water control districts and those types of groups that are having those outfalls into the lagoon, and we will continue to do that with the implementation of our lagoon plan. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about me, go to votesusanadams.com. There's a lot of information there. I'll be here, but I appreciate the opportunity to address you guys and really talk about what my concerns are and my vision for the future, because our future is the future of our children, and I'm committed to that because I'm raising my son here just like you guys are.